Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here at Painted Studio. Welcome back. We went to do a live the other day and Facebook lost its mind, wasn't letting anybody do any lives, wasn't letting anybody do a lot of things. Posting was very strange. So they're finally up and letting us back in. So I'm going to open my page, turn down my volume, and we can go from there. So, oh, for heaven's sakes, go. What the heck? There we go. Come on. That way I can try to see some of the comments. Again, for whatever reason, my iPad shuts down my lives kind of part of the way through, so I have never got an idea of what's going on. All right, so first of all, a huge shout out to Teresa Cheek, who does the most gorgeous marbled papers and marbled items. I picked up a couple things from her. First of all, this is the obelisk. She creates all this beautiful marbled paper and then applies it to different surfaces. She's had some of her marbled work printed on melamine plates and all that, but she even does rocks. Look at how cool that is. Sorry, I'm checking my camera just to make sure you can actually see what I'm showing you. But look how cool those rocks are. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And you can see that they're marbled all the way around, and they have cool patterns on top and on the sides and on the bottoms. And so this makes just a beautiful art object. Or if you still use paperweights as paperweights, that's one of those things that can be. I'm going to put these over to the side because at least one of them's a gift and I don't want to ruin him. And we're going to move on today to our red-leafed animals. Now, I did post a video, I think day before yesterday. I'm trying to remember one day that Facebook went crazy, but I believe it was day before yesterday, of me gilding all the animals. So if you have questions on how I got there, please see the video. I videoed it like I was live. I just wasn't live. I was in my studio with nobody around me and talking to a camera that wasn't broadcasting anywhere. So we also got our panel, which, as you can see, if you look closely in here, and that's really, really vibrant on camera, we did our epoxy over the inkjet print that I got, and it's really, really gorgeous. Now, this blue around the edge is Whitson's gesso. It works like a gesso and bowl product all together. It's really a cool thing to work with. I have about 7 layers of that on here, and you'll see why shortly. But the first thing I want to do is we're going to apply our gold leaf size to this. But I want to take a little bit of sandpaper and just, well, it would help if I got the sandpaper area. Just lightly knock down any high brush strokes on here, because normally when I do this, I don't care that much, but at least on the outer edge, I'm going to want to just burnish this a little bit, so I want to sand it. Now this stuff sands like a dream because it's a clay-based acrylic product, and it just functions really beautifully this way. So I'm going to sand that off. I left my burnisher sitting over here. Hang on a second. I have a whole bunch of different agate burnishers, which is what you use to burnish gilding, either before burnishing this stuff before, or applying your leaf in a water base with a water size, not a water-based size, after. So let me flip my camera down and get into what I'm talking about. So if you look at the edge of this, this is the only area I'm burnishing is the edge. This is one of my agate burnishers. It's made out of stone. It's polished to a high shine, and you come back in, and what this does is it compresses the materials. If you're a decorative finisher, it's similar to burnishing Venetian plasters. So anybody who's ever done this for plasters on walls will understand what I'm saying. And if you, I don't know if I can get it to catch on the camera, but it will make this super shiny. And what it's doing is compressing the materials in here to create a shiny, harder surface. We're not doing that on here because I need that not to be compressed. And it will make more sense as we go along. But the sides, I want them burnished a little. And those ridges that are showing up as shiny, that's actually the wood grain. I could keep applying more material on here just to remove that. I could have sanded it a little more and then come back, but I want a slightly rustic finish with this, so I'm okay with the texture. I knew what I was doing when I was applying it. I knew what I was doing when I was sanding it. And if I've got one blob that I'm not happy with, like right there, I come back in, I sand it down, and then I come back and burnish again. And it works really well. Now, I don't normally hold my burnisher like this, but because I'm on camera, I'm at a very awkward angle here. Let me see what I don't like. There's a few spots I'm not crazy about right along here. I'm just going to come back in, sand it down, and come back in and burnish. And it just gets super hard and shiny. And I love that, and I can come back in. I built a little ridge right here so I can come back in. I have other burnishers I can come in with, but right now for what I'm doing for this panel, this works fine. Now, come back in, get a little more sanding down here. Oops, everything's sort of sliding around on me today. It's Friday. That's how my Fridays go. Now, I could build this up super thick and even carve into it if I wanted to. Now, like I said, this is not the same as gesso and bowl, but it will work similarly. You don't have to make your own gesso. You don't need the rabbit skin glue to do that. You don't need the clay bowl. You don't need two products. This works really nicely. And because it's film forming, you can do traditional water gilding over it. So we're going to come in here. I don't like it's a little ridgy right there. And since you brush this stuff on by hand, you can get some imperfections in your application. Don't sweat it. Okay, so I want this compressed on here only on the sides, because the sides we will not be punch gilding. The sides will just have the leaf going right over it. Okay, let's get that a little bit. Like I said, again, I could have built this up, whoops, super thick. But again, as you can see, it's got that shine to it, and you can see the highs and lows. And again, the ridges are where the grain of this went, and that's okay. So let me get down here. Blow that edge, the dust a little bit. All right, this is the hard edge. Sorry, that's going to be even. Trying to get this is a weird shape. Normally I wouldn't be trying to get it in a camera angle, so I'd have it in a different position. I might even have it like in my lap to get this burnished. Okay, so that's done. Again, that's a very casual. If I wanted to, I could have gone far more into the burnishing part of that, really gone at it. All right, so let me get this dust off of here. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Roberson's acrylic gold size. Now, normally I don't recommend this over the gesso unless the gesso has been varnished, and even then I'm not crazy about it, because you put it on and something about the acrylic size likes to leave the gesso soft. It penetrates, almost rubberizes it a little bit, which is perfect for what we're about to do, but not great as a general gilding product. So first I'm going to apply the acrylic gold size to the sides. And again, normally I would be telling you to be careful, to wipe it back, make sure it's very thin. This is going to kind of penetrate into this. It's the nature of the two products, and that's actually what I want it to do, because once it penetrates, it kind of softens it up a little bit, which gives me a surface that's very easy to do punch gilding on, which is what our next step is on this after we apply the leaf. And punch gilding is using stamps and knives to etch the gold or the silver, whichever metal you're using, over a clay-like surface, which is what we have here. Traditionally, it's done over water gilding, which is gesso and bowl, and then a specific formulation of either gelatin or alcohol to use as the material that sucks the gold onto the surface. But this is actually a lot easier, at least for punch gilding. And then what you're doing then with, once the metal is set up on here, you're using tools to create patterns in the surface. And if you look at old Italian Gothic paintings, you'll notice a lot of them have backgrounds that have these beautiful gilded backing on it, and all the gold has patterns pressed into it. So that's what we're going to do here. Now my goal is to not get the leaf size onto my acrylic product, my epoxy product. Let me check here, go around with my finger, because I've kind of built up a little ridge on the edge, which is good. That's what I want. I do want to make sure I get right to the edge of the blue. There's a little bit in here. I cleaned some of this up, but I still need to clean some of that up later. But that'll help me later anyway when I need to make sure my edges are done. So now this product has got to sit, once I'm sure I've covered every last bit, for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes, but it can be left with this on here ungilded for quite a few days. And probably, it's supposed to be one of those things that stays sticky forever. But this is such a good quality gold size. I find that it kind of stops being as sticky after about a week or so. It depends on the weather and the humidity and all that sort of stuff. But I rarely find I get as good adhesion if I wait longer than a week. So let's get this on here. Make sure I got my corners. And you can see it just kind of sucks right into it. So that's working just right. I'm going to pour my size back in here. And put that to the side. Now, my plan is to apply silver leaf to this after I finish with the other stuff. So if you're looking for this in the end, we'll be here. We'll be doing this today. This might be a longer live than I usually do. Usually I try to keep them kind of short, but when I have a whole bunch of stuff that has to get done, sometimes the lives get longer. Okay, let's put that over here. There we go. Let's set down somewhere safe. I move my burnisher off to the side. And let's start working with our animals. Now, again, I love how this came out. I think that red leaf on there is fantastic. Now, this we did with oil-based size. I'm going to pull up one of the water-based sizes. We did a couple things with both. Okay, so this animal was gilded using the oil-based size, and the shine on it is fantastic. It's super smooth and rich. Using the water-based size almost gives it a glittery thing because it has a slightly different texture when it cures up, but it is still super cute this way. So we're going to start painting a few things on these. Then we're going to put them all together and hopefully we'll be good to go. All right, so they clearly have glasses. I don't like that gold. I don't think that gold is very pretty on here, so we're going to use our Roberson's, what color is this? Royal Gold. We're going to use our Roberson's Royal Gold on all the eyewear and stuff like that. I've painted other parts already, but anything attached to the face, I wanted to wait until the gilding was done because fresh acrylic paint and gold, any kind of leaf product can be a little sticky to each other. Our red leaf is now available on our website. We started a whole new section called Gilding Supplies. So you can find our sizes, the gesso product, our leaf lacquer, Tamaset flakes, the various gold leaf sizes. Anything we consider a gilding product you can find on the gilding in the collections section. Just go under Gilding Supplies, and that's where you're going to find this. And it's going to be fabulous. So we're slowly but surely building our gilding department because it's something that I hold very near and dear, and clearly I do a bunch of it. So it's time for me to actually create that section on our website. All right, let's come here. Let's go up in here. Now this just, when you come to something like this, and again, these animals, I got them off the Amazon. I bought the entire collection because, again, I realized just how small they were. So I wanted to make sure I had all of them to create an impact. Now, these may become a gift for somebody over the holidays. I'm not saying, because the people who watch are sometimes some of the people I'm very close to, and they don't need to know what their Christmas presents are. So I'm not saying. Okay, so here's the difference between how it looks with our paint and without. And this is a richer, brighter gold. It really has a nice, more contemporary impact on what we're doing here, which is what I'm trying to do. I didn't love that antique, that faked antique look. if you're going to do a faux antique, it has to be really good. You have to be good at it. And these weren't done well. They were done cheaply. So I'm making my mission to get things like this and make them more fabulous. All right, we're going to take our little mouse here. We're going to repaint his bow, and just so you see here, the bow has the faux antiquing on it right in here. I'm not loving it. I don't like, again, I said I don't think it was done well. And I'll show you the difference between the two side by side. This is very solid. This makes it more, like I said, more contemporary. And that's what I want out of this. Okay, so if you look at the bow closely, this is the side I painted. And once the paint still has a little bit of cloudiness to it. Why? Because it's an acrylic and there's a white base to it. Once the acrylic clears, we'll see that gold even more bright and richly without any of the questionable antiquing on it. So let me come under his chin, get that bow, get all the spots that I don't like. All right, we're going to get his little glasses. I'm going to zoom in so you can see me better, because he's little. There we go. So I think that's as small as I can make it. Yeah, that's as close up as I can make it. And when you do stuff like this, again, my favorite phrase, move it around. You got to see from all angles to make sure you got it the way you want it, because you'll miss things. Right now I'm getting under the bridge of the nose of the glasses, but I got to turn it around so I can get it at it from this side. And I have to get the ends of things, and I have to get inside of them. So the inside of the lens area of these little cast glasses. Okay, come on. There we go. I'm still picking up a few little bits of the red leaf on here. Because I used oil-based size on some of these, I can't seal it with the Whitson's Universal Lacquer for 30 days. Now I could seal the ones I gilded with the water-based products right away, not a problem. But anything I gilded with oil size needs to wait for a full 30-day cure on the oil size before you put a water-based product over the metal, because otherwise the fumes and stuff, even if or if there's any little bits of exposed area that had gold leaf size on it, it might reject it. So I'm just going to wait 30 days on everything. I also, this is a newer product to us, so I want to see whether or not this oxidizes. I don't think it will, but it could. And I want to test applying the leaf lacquer onto this. I want to test applying the leaf lacquer onto something else other than these animals before I apply it, because as I have said in the past, the only thing I've ever had issue with this not working well on was pink variegated leaf, because that is heat treated copper. These are color covered, these have color in them. Actually, the colorant is all the way through the leaf. So I think they should be fine. But again, I want to test it just to make sure that there isn't copper in here that's going to react and turn it all orange. Okay, I'm getting the monocle, I'm getting the screw, the little thing that holds the monocle chain. And yes, I will even come up and do some of this on this monocle chain, because I don't like the dirty color of this chain. I'm not going crazy on it. I'm just kind of dry brushing it a little bit to make it more in tune with what else I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to hold that chain away from the hair's body. I really don't like this mustache this way with the red. Ugh, yuck. Now this would have been better, again, applied with a stiffer brush here, so maybe I'll just put that brush there, and I'll take this little brush and we'll use that one instead. Yeah, that's better. And just a little stiffer gets it into that painted texture on there, so it goes all the way down into the carved grooves instead of me trying to get it to do that on top and it's not working. Alright, I'm loving how this is coming out. This makes me very, very happy. Okay. And again, this was done specifically. I got a little splooch of stuff there. My favorite tool, Q-tips. Q-tips clean everything. I'm using saliva because I can, but because spit is a universal solvent, quite frankly. But you can use water, distilled water, alcohol, whatever you need with on your Q-tip. Just gets into the spot you need it to get into. And I have like micro Q-tips too. I order these funky Japanese micro Q-tips so that I can get into all kinds of weird places, because sometimes the stuff I'm cleaning up is super, super small. Or it's in such a tiny little space that I need really good control over my application method. All right, I'm going to turn this over, because even though they did a terrible job of dealing with the back of the mustache, that's not going to be me. Again, these are really quite expensive little figurines. They are cast resin. I paid not an awful lot for the whole set. And let's turn it around to make sure I got all of it. Okay, so I love how much better they look with all the contemporary gold on them. So I know some of that was probably off camera because I didn't check my screen. I have got to get used to checking my screen. That's one of the things that is a huge flaw for me and how my brain works. All right, so here is our little fox. And the one thing I do have to do, now I painted these in advance. This guy's glasses have to be glued on. They broke off and I figured it would just be easier if I came back and glued it later. So let's see where I can find the glue. It actually came with glue. There it is. It came with glue so that you could glue in the ears or the antlers or whatever else, but this has been really useful to have just to do repairs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I got to remind myself which way this goes. So this goes over here. You got to kind of feel it a little bit. And this is just like a crazy glue. Sort of a gel. I don't know if I have to pop, I think I have to pop this. Yeah, I do. It's got one of those little caps in there, so you gotta puncture it. glue out? Or do I have to do more? Well, glue should come out because now I can smell the fumes. All right. So there we go, that's on there. Now let's see if I can keep from gluing my fingers to this. Okay, it's in place, and we're gonna hold it for 30 seconds because that is where most things that you put crazy glue on fail. You don't hold it in place long enough. Everybody thinks it's 10 seconds and it's not. It's longer. Now there's still some leaf bits on everything. I need to give it another burnish, but I'm okay with that. So let's hold on to this. And this is where your patience really comes in. Now I can touch glue to other spots of this once I get the bridge glued, but the whole thing is to get the bridge of the glasses applied well. Okay, looks like we're good here. And since it wasn't attached anywhere else, but I do want to put a little bit of glue in there and maybe a drop in there. Okay, and then I don't touch that. Okay, I come back in, I put glue here, and then again, I fit it carefully to the face so it is secured, and hold it. Hold, hold, hold. Patience is everything in this. Now, once I know this is fully cured and it's off gassed, I'm going to take a little bit of that gold paint and touch it right here between the bridge of the nose so that seam sort of disappears a little bit. I'm not taking any product. I'm not filling it with anything. I'm just going to touch a little glue there to make that gap go away. All right, keep holding. Hold, hold, hold. I really love how these look now. Now, the color choice is a matter of taste. I love the red. I brought the red in. We're carrying the red. Hopefully, I will get some of the blue as well at some point. And maybe even some other colors. And of course, eventually I will have gold too. But the colors are my first dabble into carrying sheet leaf. And I love it. I'm loving how it came out. So look, we got the little spectacles on the chain. Oops, that moved. I wasn't patient enough. I knocked it, so I gotta go back to holding for a minute. I saw that move when I hit it with my hand. It's my own fault. So we're gonna let it sit for a minute. Now, I actually had to glue the whole glasses on this side back together. And then I painted it so it made the cracks go away. All right. Now, I'm going to carefully, I'm not going to pick it up like I was trying to a minute ago. I'm going to carefully set that to the side. Okay. Our next one is our little rabbit. Now for this job, where did I put it? I am using E6000 to glue these ears in because I don't like the idea of crazy glue inside these openings. It's not, quite frankly, it's not sticky enough. It's too liquid. So I need to figure out which way. Now, the ears could go either way, but we're going to put it in this way. And yes, I know one ear is substantially longer than the other. Don't ask me why. I didn't design it. So that guy is going there, and then I'm going to put a little more. We're going to let that cure up. And we're going to move this to the side. And that glue, being a little bit gummier, works very well for that. All right, so now the last one is our deer. And our deer has a bunch of stuff. Our deer has glasses. Our deer has a pipe. And our deer has antlers. So the glasses, to see how they sit on here. I'm going to put the glasses on last, I think. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the antlers in. The antlers go this way. Okay. I always check because I'll always, if there's an opportunity for me to get it wrong, we all know I will. All right, I'm moving things out of the way because we are going to come back and do some other gilding, so I want to get things out of harm's way. So first thing to do is put in antlers. Okay, let's put a blob of glue in each antler hole. So here's the thing that's really annoying with this. This is one of the cheapo parts of the manufacturing. The antler hole is much, much, much bigger than the peg that goes in it. So you got to put it in and leave it. Put it in and leave it. That is not a tight fit. That is simply the way these antlers fit in here. Now, if you want them the other way, you can do it, but that looks weird. Antlers curve up. They don't curve out like that. So we're going to put that there. We're going to let that glue cure. Then I'm going to come back here. Ugh, I've got E6000 all over my fingers now. We're going to put this on the face, and I'm actually going to do it this way so I can kind of feel where it goes. And then we'll put a little in here, and put a little in here. And again, like the others, we're just going to hold. Oh, I'm going to hold, hold, hold. Now this is an awkward place to hold it. I get it. So we just need to hold it long enough for it to grab and for me to push them to the side. So again, this is a patience thing. This is me having to hold something like this for at least 30 seconds and entertain you while I'm doing it. So this is what we're doing at the moment. And again, holding it, a little pressure. Don't press super hard. You'll end up breaking the thing. You just need it held long enough for the glue to bond well. You can always add more glue if you need it, but right at the moment you need it so that the glue has time to cure up. And what you might not realize, even though it says super fast, super bonding, these super glues actually kind of need almost an hour to an hour and a half to really bond well. So we've got that in there, and I just knocked the pipe on the floor. Now the pipe goes in here like that. I'm actually going to start with super glue, although it might need some other stuff in there once I'm done. But if I can get it to prop in properly like that, I might not need more glue. Just get a little squirt of the glue in there. Okay, again, hold, hold, hold. This is so cute with the little pipe in the mouth. And then we're going to check our panel to see if the leaf size has set up. It may not be. Again, I'm working on things in batches, so it might not be ready to go, and that's fine. We'll come back and deal with it on Monday. Okay, let's see if I can let it go. Yes, I can let it go. All right, let me see if I can find the cap to this glue too, because even though it's it came with it and it's not my favorite glue, it'll do. So look how cute that is. Again, I'm not going to lift it up because we have glues curing everywhere, but I can't tell you, I am so pleased. Let's pick up one that's not going to hurt me to lift. The bear, I'm in love. All these guys with their little spectacles and monocles and pipes and horns and antlers and, you know, all the, just so cute. I think this is awesome. I'm very pleased with how these came out. All right, give me a second. Let's see here. Where's my, oh yeah, that is not even close to ready. It is just sticky, not cured sticky. All right, so we're going to set that to the side, let it keep curing. I was hoping to get to the gilding. I actually have all the leaf and everything set up over here, but it's not ready to go by a long shot. So we will be back on Monday. If I get inspired, maybe I'll even do a Sunday live. But I am so pleased with how our little red guys came out. I mean, truly, red metallic leaf. How fun is this? It's so cute. And if they become a gift, I'll let you know. They're so cute, they might stay with me. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming by on a Friday, and I haven't cut the camera up, so you're looking at half of my head. Thanks for coming by on a late Friday afternoon in the holiday season. Once again, we now have the red leaf on our website. We have a whole gilding section on our website, paintedstudio.com. Don't hesitate to ask any questions about what these products are, what they do, and how to apply them. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's my fault. It means I didn't get you the information correctly. If you want to see the video of me gilding these with the red leaf, check out the video we posted 2 days ago because we couldn't go live. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. Thank you.